But why don't they tell us about the other stuff that's in the videos? Why can't they tell us? Why don't they tell us about the fact that he was a whistleblower on something? I don't understand that. Yeah, g'day guys, this is another hang loose recluse couch potato investigation. But we'll just see what Google's been throwing out there. Let's see. So what they're saying is about the shooting. I've watched a bit of the video that's 40 minutes long and different detail that's in it. And what it's clear to me is that I don't think he was a missing person. He was a wanted man. So the mainstream media needs to start asking the police, was he a wanted man or was he a missing man? From what we can gather, it seems that he was a whistleblower in something that I won't mention because I might get flagged on this YouTube channel and get taken down. But the thing is, he was a whistleblower in something to do with the New South Wales Education Department. So can we get any investigative journalists that work for the mainstream media to look at this detail and try and show us what it was about? Because all the mainstream media are doing, we know what they're doing, and they're just telling a story based on a narrative to make all the emotions of Australia react to the fact that he was a so-called conspiracy theorist. And anyone who thinks that way must think the same as this person and would potentially do the same thing, which we all know isn't the case. Australia is divided at the moment because of what's going on in the mainstream media. When I refer to mainstream media, I'm going to refer to the other organisation that we vote for without even saying it, okay? So basically, when I say mainstream media, I mean the other organisation that we vote for, because they're all in it together. They're all one. Now, what people need to do is start seeing what's going on here. If you watch the full 40-minute video, because all their videos were uploaded, people are trying to make out that it's morally wrong. In other words, the mainstream media are peddling a narrative to make it like, we don't want to show you this because we don't want to give them time and day. But I think what it means is that they're really saying, we don't want to look into this, but we have to tell you it exists because it does exist, because it's a juicy story, but we can't get into the nitty gritty because it's going to expose other things. Do your research. The mainstream media made out like they had morals and they can't show you video or audio of something, but...
And the moral decision is the decision that I suppose anybody faces now.
They'll certainly talk about other issues that come to news when they come to news, and they'll happily tell everybody about everything else in the news. But this story, it's like suppression is at play here. There is a bit of suppression going on. So what we need to do is look at the history and the background of these people and see what they were actually all about and find out what triggered them, not justifying it. We need to know what the fuck triggered these people into doing what they did, because it was fucked up what they did, killing people. No one deserves to die for this. Now, let's see what the hell it was. Now, the mainstream media is running with stories, conspiracy theorists, to try and make the mainstream people or readers and followers of the mainstream radio, newspapers, TV, pit against anyone who has alternative opinions. We all come from different walks of life and backgrounds. We're not connected to being one type of person. We're individual people with different thoughts and different opinions. We critically think for ourselves and do our own critical thinking processes to try and determine information that is available to everybody. We don't let the government or the mainstream media decide the story for us. We look into it like investigators. We look at all the detail and make our own thoughts based on what we see and hear and make judgment from that. But we also delve further into it to try and find find more evidence that suggests other things that we are not being told by the mainstream media. The mainstream narrative. And you know what I mean by mainstream? I said it earlier in the video. The mainstream is the whole system. Anyway, we're all unique, all of us, whether you follow the mainstream or you don't. Yeah, so what people need to do is basically look at the backstory and see what's going on. It seems to be like a religious sect cult type thing, religion related. I'm going to call it, okay? So it's not about being a conspiracy theorist. It's about being religion. So is the mainstream media going to say, are they going to say that it was a certain religion, a group of religious people or a group of people that belong to a certain religion and put headlines like, certain religion did this? No, they're not going to label it on a religion, but it's easy for the mainstream media to blame it on conspiracy theorists. You know, open your eyes. Well, odds are, if you're listening to this podcast, you will be already having open eyes, because the people that follow the mainstream media are not going to be listening to this purely based on you've got your information sourced already from the mainstream. Good luck to you. Are they going to put that in their headlines and say that they were religious people? Because his father was also a pastor, and it was to do with some religion. There's other videos surfacing from even people from overseas or with accents from America or whatever it is talking about it, and talking about religion and stuff, knowing them well and this and that. And the guy touches on the fact that he was a whistleblower, and it even mentions in their videos. So the whole series of videos they had on what was it, YouTube and whatever, they had a series of videos from a month long. Yeah, right. So they knew something was up with what was going on because he became a whistleblower. So can we get some criminal investigators out there for the mainstream media checking out to see what the story is with this situation and the fact that he might have been a whistleblower on something, and obviously it's come to this. So it just none of it adds up. None of it is adding up. And we need some people out there in the industry to tell us the truth. We can't rely on mainstream media to tell us the truth. They're just telling. Let's click on a couple of mainstream media's articles here. So there we go. What's his Queensland? Yeah, shooting Gareth and Stacey Train published YouTube video after killing police officers. Couple at Wynebella, shrouded in darkness, tell camera that they were defending themselves against devils and demons. Stacey Train had limited contact with family. But why don't they tell us about the other stuff that's in the videos? Why can't they tell us? Why don't they tell us about the fact that he was a whistleblower on something? I don't understand that. After ambushing police, yeah, we know about all that stuff, but it's all just blah, blah, blah. So we'll go back to another story and see what's going on here. See, it's all just mainstream media here at the top of the list of Google. So basically we're manipulated by the system, because obviously whoever pays the most gets top priority on these Google sites and all that sort of stuff. And mainstream media is all connected with the big organisation that we voted for, and the big organisation that owns them. Let's not say it. Anyway, I'm kind of going down the rabbit hole. I can't show you too much on this platform because of the platform that it is. But what I want to know is, why isn't the mainstream media addressing more of the content that was in their series of videos that were found on the internet? And obviously they've removed it. There's no investigation or court case pending, so there's no reason to suppress the information. See, the current mainstream narrative is to make out like, oh, we can't show you this video. Oh, we can't show you this audio. Like even on some of the pages there, it says it's recommended that the media don't show you this video. Because suddenly news isn't news anymore. Well, news is news, whether people like it or not, and whether it's sensitive or not. We still have to look at what happened, and it still needs to go through a process of investigation. And while the videos may be sensitive, the videos are not horrific or show any blood or gore in any sort of way. And it's certainly not illegal to show a deceased person's video now, is it? So why can't we show them? But meanwhile, the mainstream media grips onto the people through conquering their hearts and minds and creating the thought at this early stage, because it's only day 5 of this situation. Day 5 after this occurred. It's now Friday night, and this happened on Monday. And the current Australian society is kind of reeling over what happened, including myself. We're all in shock over it. It's an absolute shock to the system that this has occurred in our country and that this has happened. It is like it's not really happened. It's kind of like a Hollywood movie. It's not real. It didn't happen. We are all in shock. But there are things that we need to address, and the mainstream media needs to address them instead of pretending that, oh, we don't want to show you because we're morally feeling like we shouldn't have any morals all of a sudden.
And the moral decision is the decision that I suppose anybody faces now. Do I feel comfortable sharing that audio or that video? And that will be the decision that newsrooms, radio stations, broadcasters will be making right now.
When any other time when it comes to telling a story, the media never has or shows any morals. Let's look at the lead up. Let's what tipped these people? What caused it? What history do they have? And let's look at the backstory and see. Not trying to justify it in any way, shape, or form. I just want the mainstream media to stop just sensationalizing what it is they want to sensationalize in the way they do it. And that's trying to conquer hearts and minds. That's what the mainstream media is doing right now. They're trying to conquer hearts and minds. Suddenly they've got morals and, we can't show you the video. And now if I type in the video, let's type in the video. Nathaniel Train videos, we'll say. Videos. Look what comes up. Oh, yeah, here we go. Extremist views of Gareth, Stacey and Nathaniel Train exposing YouTube videos from night of police shooting. So let's see. It's, nothing to do with religion here. Nothing to do with the fact that he was a whistleblower for something for the Education Department in New South Wales. No mention of that going missing from when they came under fire. Was he missing? He was missing, was he? I don't think he was. I think he was a wanted man, and they can't tell you why he was wanted. And it's because... media urged not to repost video. What's that all about? Media urged not to repost video, yet they'll post any news story or video they see fit when they see fit, however they see fit for any other case in the history of mankind. But not this one, because it's like they're trying to hush something. They are trying to hush something. Do your research, people, and look at the history of these people and see what's going on. Disturbing footage found. Videos deleted. Yep, they've showed a bit more on this one. Anyway, information, scroll down. Doesn't say anything about that I can see about the religious factor. Disturbing, what's his video? Oh, deleted. So it's been deleted, obviously, So, they deleted it. Videos from, just let the world see it. Why can't they let the world find it if they want to look at this? We're free beings, aren't we? Aren't we adults? Can't we look at it? It doesn't make sense, the fact that... why is it that they're being so selective on the information they do show? Like this letter here, they'll show you that was from the video, but they're not. They have to go and delete the whole channel because they don't want people seeing the videos. I don't understand that. It's very selective. The media will show you selective parts that they want you to see that goes with the narrative, but you can't go and watch the whole full video because it's deleted. The fact that they're covering this up. It's like a cover-up. Dead set cover-up. Correction. Alleged cover-up. Is it a conspiracy theory? Am I a conspiracy theorist? Or just someone who can see through the bullshit? Because there's other information out there. And now that this is in the mainstream, those series of videos also have other videos attached to them. So if you haven't done your research, it's not... that's the most chilling videos, that one with them with the faces in the dark after they've done what they've done. But look at the lead up and look at the information they're trying to tell people. And the mainstream media doesn't make not one reference to the information that's in the whole series of the videos. The one that I'm talking about, I won't say, but it is out there. Now, it's in there, and there's no reason why the mainstream media should not be discussing it.
And the moral decision is the decision that I suppose anybody faces now.
But there's only one reason why the mainstream media wouldn't discuss it. And if you have half a brain, you'll know why they won't discuss it. Because... yeah, it just goes without saying. You all know what I mean. Now, why can't the media touch on those subjects? It's news, it's in there, but no, they won't because of who they're controlled by. There is a story in this, and there's no way the mainstream media can suppress that information, but they are. I just don't get it. Queensland shooter posts his video online after attack. Crikey. Yep, and tell us about the other videos on that YouTube channel, guys. Here we go. There's the thing. There's their channel. So all those videos have been put into a series of a 40-minute video that's doing the rounds, and there's history in this. So wonder what's going on. So the fact that he was a whistleblower or something, Train's lives in the shooting and published private information. The most recent video, they're only talking about the most recent one because it's sensationalizing, because it's in relation to the... Anyway, it just doesn't make sense. So again, yeah, it's a fucking sad event, but people have been brainwashed by the mainstream media to thinking it's just one element of the story, but you need to look at further in. Why isn't the mainstream media talking about the other videos that are on were on their channel? I just don't get it. Posted 7 videos hours after YouTube video emerges of Gareth. Yeah, it's just about that video. Look at the other evidence. They're basically dobbing on people. They're whistleblowers and saying this is what's going on in the system. This is what we think. This is there's something else trending on dailymail.co.uk. What's this? American was in touch with doomsday killers. What else? Yeah, so it's a case of winning hearts and minds. But again, the big question is: were they wanted, or was he a wanted man, or was he a missing person? because apparently he's exposed something, and something stinks in this. Something stinks, and the truth can't be held out on this. But the thing is, they're trying to make the truth against anyone who tries to talk about the truth within this a conspiracy theorist, or it's a conspiracy theory, because it goes against the narrative of what's going on. It's a dead set problem that the mainstream media won't talk about the other videos, but they're making it, we can't play this one. Anyway, I'm just waffling now. That's all I've got to say. I can't think of anything else. I hope you enjoyed this video. I just can't understand why the mainstream media won't talk about. Anyway, you've been watching a couch potato investigation by Hang Loose Recluse. Now, this isn't really an investigation. It's just information I've brought to you. Do your own research. Check it out. Ask why they're not showing all the information about the other videos that were on the channel, because it was only going for a month, guys. So you need to do some research. Check it out. You've been watching another couch potato investigation by Hang Loose Recluse. Well, not really an investigation. I'm just bringing up what I see. Thank you.